There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
I thought I'd take a Well, hi everyone, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and no, this is not a kitchen counter thrift haul. This really isn't even my idea of Christmas decorating, but I've gotten a lot of things out, spread them out here on the kitchen counter because I'm beginning to do some decorating. But I think I told you last year that in my dad's family's tradition, they never even decorated their Christmas tree until Christmas Eve. So we were never ones in our family to do a lot of decorating too early. But anyway, so I've got all this stuff out, and I thought, well, before I start decorating, let me show you, because I may not actually decorate with everything. But I'll go ahead and tell you, nothing that you see here is for sale, okay? So we got that out of the way. But I just wanted to pan over some of the old things, and I want to tell you which things came down in the family and have sentimental meaning for me, because a lot of the things, I had one grandmother who threw everything away, and I had another grandmother who saved everything, as did her mother before her. And so thankfully I have so many things that were in my grandparents' house and I salvaged before the house was sold. But anyway, let me tell you what's been on our family. This snowman right back here was bought by my grandparents somewhere around 1955. The earliest old photograph we have is 1955, and I'll dig it out and show it to you at some point, but that was in my mother's house, at least starting in 1955, this guy right here. And a lot of times you'll see this with, similar to the Santa. I think the Santa is made by Royal, and this is maybe Enterprise Play. Don't quote me, I'm not an expert on any of this, but these are not by the same company. This company produced a very similar Santa who held either a bubble light or a light-up green Christmas tree, as this guy does. But that's exactly how that one was manufactured, holding nothing. So we've had that since 1955. The two old 78s were in my grandparents' attic. Going back over here, this has been around forever, and so has this made in Japan foil. Now I've got that leaf, I just have to reattach it. And this thing has seen better days, but it's also an old ornament that sometime in probably the 1950s, I guess, was purchased by my grandparents. Probably the neatest thing that I have, and I've had this for a few years now, but I've never actually done anything with it to actually display it. I kind of just get it out every Christmas, look at it, and put it away. But my great-grandmother made this. I guess if you call it crochet, I don't know now. You'll have to help me, ladies and gentlemen who know these things. I don't, so I guess we say it's crocheted. And I knew the great-grandmother that made this. She was an old woman in I think she died in 1980. She was born in the 1890s, and I have wonderful memories of her. I don't know what year she made this. I'm going to guess probably in the 1930s or 40s, maybe the 50s. There are some other things that she made, but this has just sort of, I don't know. It's funny what gets saved and what gets thrown out. But she made that, and as I said, I really don't display it. I should do something with it this Christmas. And then these are two pins. This one my mother wore for years in the 60s and 70s. She wore that on her coat, you know, when she would go out at Christmas time. And then she said that this was her mother's. I don't ever remember seeing my grandmother wear this. So, I guess she did at some point, but I don't know when she stopped wearing it. I don't have any memories. See, I don't have any sisters. Normally, I guess it's stereotypical, but this kind of thing would normally get passed down to daughters, I would guess. But since there are none, and my brother could care less about any of this, I'm the one who gets it all, so lucky me. But that was my maternal grandmother's, and I said my mother wore that. And then a lot of these light bulbs have been around forever. So that's it. The rest of the stuff I have thrifted. There are some other things around the house as well as on the tree that have been passed down in the family, and I'll show you those. But I hope you enjoyed this little peek. Now I've got to figure out what's my decorating scheme. Maybe I'll just leave it all there on the kitchen counter. I don't know. But thanks for joining me as I do a little decorating. And I don't know, this may or may not be the end of this video. I'll say goodbye for now, but who knows, I may attach something onto it. We'll just have to see. But have a wonderful season of light and love. This is Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching, and maybe so long for now, maybe not.